On this day in White Sox history, January 29th, the year is 1981, and Jerry Reinsdorf buys the Chicago White Sox from Bill Veeck for $20 million, and then proceeds to never pay a player more than $20 million. And for a while, Jerry Reinsdorf did what he did best and got lucky riding off this manager's success. Yes, White Sox fans, in the 1980s, having Tony La Russa as your manager was a good thing. But in true Jerry Reinsdorf fashion, we gotta fuck it up. In 1986, he hired this man, Hawk Harrelson, not to do play-by-play, but to be the general manager. Not sure what Tony La Russa and Hawk Harrelson had, but Tony La Russa was gone in the 1986 season. And the White Sox had their first losing record in years, finishing 72-90. And would have losing records for the next 4 consecutive seasons. And then, in the early 90s, the White Sox had a decent amount of success, lost second place finishes. It was the good guys wear black. And then in 1993, the White Sox took the American League West. Hey, 1993, that was the year I was born. Only to lose in the first round. And then pretty much nothing but second place finishes until the year 2000, where the White Sox had 95 wins and lost in the first round of the playoffs to the Cleveland Indians. White Sox had mostly years of mediocrity, and then 2005 hit. Out of fucking nowhere, the team that was expected to finish third place by Sports Illustrated and ESPN won the 2005 World Series, even if the rest of the world seems to forget about it. And this gave us hope. They won the World Series in 2005, they finished with 90 wins but still missed the playoffs in 2006, and then 2007 happened, where they had 72 wins and 90 losses. The White Sox were in fact back. And then there was 2008, game 163, aka the Blackout game. If you know, you know. White Sox won game 163 from the Minnesota Twins, and then the White Sox lost in the first round to the Tampa Bay Rays, almost getting swept. Then in 2012, we had hope. White Sox finished 85-77, but the Detroit Tigers were just so damn good that year. And then the rest of the 2010s were pretty terrible. It was a rebuild. We're working. And it felt like they were. I mean, we were watching bad baseball. We saw a lot of potential. It seemed like this team could turn around. And then in 2020, it felt like we were back, baby. The White Sox were the first team to clinch the playoffs, had the best record in baseball. And then started sucking and fell from the first seed to the 6th seed, losing to the Oakland Athletics in the first round and signing their closer the very next year. Now, during these rebuild years after Robin Ventura, there was Rick Renteria. He might not have been the best manager for the White Sox, but he was great for the young kids. And again, yeah, had the best record in baseball in 2020. It was a weird season, and yeah, eventually fell to the 6th seed. But it made the most sense for Jerry Reinsdorf to fire Rick Renteria and bring back Tony La Russa. No. Not this Tony La Russa. This Tony La Russa. 76-year-old Tony La Russa. And this man, my God, he looked so tired all the time during his tenure with the White Sox. But hey, maybe it worked because in 2021, the White Sox took the AL Central and lost to the Houston Astros. Finished 500 the year after that, finished with a losing record the year after that, and then 2024, where the White Sox had the most losses in MLB history. Congratulations, Jerry Reinsdorf. You're in the history books, just like you always wanted. And here we are in 2026. White Sox are a fucking laughingstock of MLB. And I blame this man, because on this day in 1981, he made the purchase for $20 million, which is a fucking steal when you think about it, from Bill Veeck, and it has not been great ever since. So let's all take a moment to thank Jerry Reinsdorf for showing us how not to fucking run an MLB team. From refusing to get with the times, from hiring nothing but yes men that do whatever the hell you say, from having a team that almost went to Florida that was able to be saved, that now MLB fans and fans of the organization are saying, move the fucking team to Nashville, call them the Nashville Stars, and let the White Sox die in Chicago. Thank you, Jerry Reinsdorf. You truly are the worst.